Imagine giving 7 years of your life to build something, only to watch it handed to someone who mocked your effort, ignored your calls, and showed up late to every meeting. Now imagine this. Months later, the phone rings, and it's the very people who replaced you begging for help. If you think I went running back, you're wrong. Let me tell you how I engineered a revenge so clean, so quiet, they didn't realize what had happened until it was already too late. I never wanted anything handed to me. When I graduated, I moved back home and asked my dad for a chance to work in the small logistics business he ran from a rented warehouse. It wasn't glamorous, but I saw potential. I started with nothing, no title, no desk, not even a proper salary, just sweat and belief. For 7 years, I was the one at the warehouse at 5 a.m. I was the one building client relationships. I was the one fixing delivery routes, creating digital systems, finding cheaper suppliers, and negotiating contracts. The business didn't just grow, it tripled. We expanded to 2 warehouses, landed our biggest distribution client, Golden Leaf Foods, upgraded from handwritten invoices to full operational software I built myself. People in town started calling it my business, but my dad didn't like hearing that. He'd say, "Careful, you're getting ahead of yourself. Family stays humble." And by family, he didn't mean me. He meant my older sister Claire, the golden child, the one with perfect hair, perfect grades, perfect everything, yet had never worked a full week in the business. It happened on a Friday. Dad called me into the office, blinds closed, voice too cheerful. "You've done good work," he said, "real good." That's when I knew something was wrong. He slid a folder across the desk. "Claire will be taking over operations as managing director." I stared at him, waiting for the joke. It wasn't. He continued calmly. "You'll stay on as operations assistant. You're great in the field. You're just not leadership material." 7 years. 7 years of loyalty, sweat, and sacrifice, erased in a single sentence. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I just nodded and walked out. Claire stepped into the office as I left. She smirked and said, "Don't take it personally. Some people are meant to build. Others are meant to lead." I could have burned the whole business down with one email, but revenge works better when it's earned, not unleashed. For the first time in years, I slept in on Monday. No alarms, no 5 a.m., warehouse check, no endless to-do list. Dad thought I'd keep working under Claire, but instead I gave a formal resignation. The shock in his eyes, priceless. Claire rolled hers. "Fine, we'll hire someone better." So I walked away, but not empty-handed. I had relationships, I had trust, I had every major client's personal number saved because I was the one who handled everything. But I didn't steal clients. I didn't whisper a single word. I just sat back and waited. It didn't take long. 3 months after I left, the problems began. Late deliveries, poor route planning, invoices sent to the wrong clients, mismanaged stock, confused drivers, and the final blow. Claire tried renegotiating Golden Leaf's contract, thinking she could intimidate them. They laughed her out of the meeting, and Golden Leaf, they walked. The business depended on that contract. Everyone knew it. That's when the phone started buzzing. First Claire, then Dad, then the warehouse manager, then even the drivers. I didn't answer. It was a Wednesday afternoon when Dad finally left a voicemail. His voice didn't sound strong anymore. It sounded cracked, tired. "Son, we need you. Claire is overwhelmed. The business is falling apart. Please come in, just to stabilize things." Claire sent a message too, short and desperate. "Please, we can pay whatever you want. Just help us fix this." For 7 years, they expected me to give everything. For 7 years, my loyalty was taken for granted. Now they wanted me back because they needed saving. That's when I revealed my card. Golden Leaf Foods, our biggest client, had reached out to me weeks earlier. Not because I begged, but because they valued competence. They asked if I had ever considered consulting. I said yes. They asked if I wanted to manage their logistics pipeline independently. I said yes. They asked if I could take over the full operation starting next quarter. I said yes. So when Dad and Claire begged me to come back, I replied with 6 simple words. I already work for Golden Leaf now. Silence. Then Dad whispered, You took the client. No, I said. You lost them. I just picked up the pieces. The final twist? Golden Leaf offered to invest in me personally, to start my own logistics company. Not a small upgrade, a full expansion budget, new equipment, a warehouse space, and exclusive distribution rights. The kind of deal businesses wait decades to land. Dad's voice broke. So, you won't help us? I answered calmly, Dad, you made your choice. Now I'm making mine. And I hung up. News spreads fast in a small town. My new warehouse opened 2 months later. Bigger, cleaner, faster, fully digital. Golden Leaf became my anchor client. Others followed. Drivers who worked with me for years quit my sister's company and joined mine. Customers moved over, suppliers switched, and Dad's business, the one I spent 7 years building, it crumbled. Golden Leaf's departure had been a fatal blow. The remaining clients left after repeated mistakes. Within 6 months, Claire closed the business temporarily. 6 months later, permanently. Dad came to see me one day, not to yell, not to beg, but to apologize. He said, I chose the wrong child to trust, and I paid the price. I didn't say anything cruel. No insults, no, I told you so. I just said, I hope you understand now what I tried to give you. He nodded, tears in his eyes, and I walked him to the door. Not out of anger, out of closure. My revenge was never about destroying them. It was about proving I never needed them in the first place. And when I locked the warehouse that night, I smiled, not out of spite, but because I finally built something that couldn't be taken from me.